What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel, here with Superhot VR. And let me say, I've been off playing VR ever since I switched over to a solid-state hard drive, just because I had to uninstall Vive and Steam VR and stuff. And then I saw some people playing this game, and it really grabbed my attention. I never played the original Superhot. It had an interesting concept to me. I just never got around to it. There's about a billion fucking games to play. But this night I was just kind of fed up with the world and just wanted to try something in VR. And this looked, new and on the scene. So after about an hour of piddle farting trying to get everything up and running, got this. And man, am I happy I did. Because if you don't know, I don't have a very large room, and this game requires a little bit larger room than I think it lets on. But I made it work with standing room only. It just had to reach over a few things. But man, this is what I want from a VR game. It really is. It feels like a game, not really an experience. Not ooh, look at that. This feels like a full-fledged game. Up until this point, I was said that hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades would have been my favorite VR game. As a gun nut, that's, kind of my natural game. But even that you could probably call an experience, less of a game. This is a full-fledged game. This you have what you are doing, where you are going, how you're doing it. There's levels, there's depth to it. And I just really enjoyed it. As I just alluded to, I only have standing room only, with a little bit of wiggle room around that, obviously. And I made it work just fine. If you have a Vive and you're thinking of getting this, and you don't have all that much room, you can make it work. Pretty much just stand in one spot and move your head and arms to get time going. And if you don't know what the premise of Superhot is, it's pretty much like time only move. I was gonna say it's like the Flash or a Quicksilver type thing, but time only moves when you move. So if you don't move, everything just kind of stops. But if you move your head, or in this case your arms or anything, people start moving, and you got to either shoot them, throw a bottle at them, hit them with your fist. And it's just really solid fun. And I mean, the levels are challenging. The first, couple levels, you're just punching people, and that's pretty simple. And unfortunately, the people they have, the NPCs, stand like 8 feet tall. I'm a 6 foot tall man. And these guys are at least a head taller, if not more, than me. So that's kind of creepy. The first time one gets close to you, they probably do that so that it's kind of a universally tall, no matter how big you are, would be my guess. But man, they are just huge. And when you punch them, they make a shattering noise, which is really satisfying. And it's real fun. You're dodging bullets. If you hit somebody with a gun, like you throw a ashtray at them, hits them, their gun will come flying towards you. You grab that out of the air, you shoot that at another guy that was about to shoot you, you dodge his bullet. And like I said, all the levels feel really flushed out. So there's about like 5 or 6 spots within the same level that you'll be at, and then a wave of enemies will come at you, like 4 or 5 or 6. And they'll come running at you, and you gotta defeat them and then move on to the next level. And it's kind of fun, because so you're all on one big map, and if you say chuck your gun up into the air, you can't grab it in the next set, but you can see that come falling down around you. And they got all sorts of weapons. You got like a little semi-auto pistol, you got shurikens, you got throwing stuff like ashtrays and bottles and stuff. You got these like MAC-10s or Uzis. I don't think I've seen an NPC have a shotgun. I haven't got to that far yet. But this is literally what I want from a VR game, and I want more stuff of this scale. This feels like a game. I played it for about an hour without even really stopping, other than to, catch my breath. It also had a thing for VR games that I really love, is when I started on my VR headset, it did a nice solid, like I was playing it on my computer, so I could record it really simply. That's why this footage isn't obscured or different or in any way. It's just like you're watching a regular video game, and I like that in VR games. Some VR games don't give you that, or if they do, they only show like a little circle. But I think because this game was made for the PC first, and it's on VR second, I think that's why they did it. And just giving a little shout out, it is on the VR, on the Steam Summer Sale. Both games, I believe they were $24.99. I will check as I finish talking. But they, for $24, $25, whatever it is, I really think this is worth it. I haven't played, some of the. There's a few games out there that are supposed to be, full-fledged VR experiences, like the Rick and Morty or the Accountant. I have the Accountant. John Wick Chronicles. I've tried that. I have to tweak a little bit on that. They are $19.99 regularly, $25. If you can get them as a bundle for 25. Yeah, because I gotta get it for $11.99. So you can get both as a bundle. But this really like I said, I never played the original one, and this really feels like how the game was supposed to be played. I can't imagine playing this with a keyboard now that I played it on VR. But as I was saying, this is like a full-fledged game. This is what I want from VR. I want full games. I want my $700 purchase to be, a viable one. And I think VR, especially after watching E3 with Bethesda developing a whole bunch of stuff, PlayStation developing a whole bunch of stuff, I think VR is definitely becoming more mainstream and is less of a novelty, I will say, than what people thought it would be when it first started. And yeah, for $20, I think this game, even 25, I think this game is great. I really do. It makes you feel like a superhero. You're running around, and you get into that kind of what's the word I want? Those rage quit games where you're just, you die and you're just restarting and you're doing the same thing over and over, and eventually it just becomes, memory repetition of just doing there's one level I just got stuck on, and I probably did it probably 50 times before I got it, and it was all just memorization of, okay, that guy comes from this corner, I gotta hit him with this, I gotta grab that before I can do this, and I gotta get ready. So yeah, if you have a Vive, highly recommend it. If you don't have a Vive, I recommend the regular console game or the PC game. For a game that I haven't played, I can definitely recommend it. Even at full price, it's a cheap little game, and for what I was playing, it is great. If VR is definitely still a luxury, and I understand that. I would definitely recommend the PC version if you can't afford a Vive, and that's 100% okay. But if you have a Vive or any kind of headset, I definitely think you need to have this game to really kind of get a experience of what VR is capable of. But yeah, that's where we'll wrap this one up, guys. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any games you'd like to see, please feel free to leave it down in the comments section, or Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, anything like that. But as always, we're all in this together. See you in the next one.